Hello, everyone. My name is Aldemir. Welcome in. I hope everyone's doing well. In this video, we are going to be going over Starfield and just was it worth shelving your other two popular names for this game? So, in an article here, it talks about Starfield suffers player backlash. Game earns only mostly negative user reviews, which, ladies and gentlemen, is true. Recent reviews, mostly negative. All reviews, mixed. And this is about 7.5 thousand recent reviews, and overall, about 87,000 reviews in total. And it was released back in September of 2023. I think that is just completely insane. I mean, Bethesda have shelved two of their more popular franchises in Elder Scrolls and Fallout, hoping that this game would be just as popular and be an IP that people would play just as long as Skyrim, if not longer. But you know what? As of so far, it's really not looking that way. Article says Starfield faced challenges upon its release in 2023, sandwiched between two big RPG titles, which is very true. On one side, there's Game of the Year winners Baldur's Gate 3, setting new standards for future RPGs. I've heard that game is absolutely incredible. I cannot exactly afford to play it as of this moment, but man, I've heard some really good things about this one. Plus, it won Game of the Year, like I said. On the other side, there's the revamped Cyberpunk 2077, which did anybody see that coming? I think it's really cool that they dedicated some time to revamping that, with its immersive storytelling and a throughout update version 2.0 in the addition of the Phantom Library expansion. As a result, Starfield has mixed reviews from the start, but with more positive reviews than negative ones. As players spent more time with the game, some felt a bit disconnected, missing the love and passion found in previous Bethesda titles like Skyrim and Fallout 4. That's what I'm hearing too. I haven't really got into the game. I've what I like to do when I'm searching for a game, whether or not it's actually worth my money, because everyone's getting infected by inflation, and everything costs more. So when you have a little extra money to put towards something just for you, like a little extra, I want to make sure I'm not just wasting it. So I'll go on Twitch and I'll watch some people that I like watching play this game, and I'll see if it's worth it. And at first I was like, so this is a very Bethesda game. Okay, well that will make things easy, right? But as the playthroughs got more and more and more, I just got bored of watching it. It's absolutely crazy. At the time of writing, only 31% of the written reviews on Steam in the last 30 days are positive, leading to a mostly negative stand. That is crazy. Review by a user, Calcimium. I'm stupid. I would not recommend this game for $70 now. I mean, right now, think about it this way. This game started as like $70, $80. If you wanted the pre-order, it was like $90, $100 or something, right? Right now on Steam, it's down to like $48. It's crazy. It's still not worth it, but I would recommend waiting until the game is fully released with all DLCs on sale to buy it. Which even then, it depends on how things go. To me, there is just not enough there to justify the price. It feels like a game that's only a few years of development rather than 7. That's the thing. They spent a lot of time on this game. And I think that's the thing that's hitting me is like, they spent 7 years developing this game for people to pick it up and go, and then move on. That's not good. That's not good. It's not good, like, from a business standpoint, like, at all. I get next review. I tried getting into the game, but I can't. I tried multiple times to get into this train ride game. Too many loading screens, which I've heard a lot about. I saw a lot of people complaining about loading screens when I was watching on Twitch. It was crazy. Horrible UI, vast emptiness of planets. Yeah, what's up with that? They have 1,000 planets and nothing to do on any of them. I really thought it would be 1,000 planets. It would be like 1,000 planets you land in. There would be cities, and you meet people and sell stuff, and there'd be quests, and I mean, it would be like a mini little Skyrim game in every single planet. I thought that's what the point was, not go there, go on like 900 empty planets and harvest materials and build your space station or whatever. Like that's not good. The DLC won't fix this game. This game isn't worth the time. I don't know about that. DLC might fix the game. We don't know. They do have a DLC because they just came out with like things that they plan on doing for 2024, and a DLC is one of them. Another review. Big fan of the Elder Scrolls. Big fan of space games. I am too. I love Mass Effect. I tried a lot of space games. I was expecting to adore Starfield. Instead, I discovered that Starfield is a deeply flawed game. If you're just planning to play through some storylines, then you'll enjoy it. If you're wanting exploration, base building, a satisfying skill tree, etc., then you're going to be disappointed. Which this is what I'd be looking for. Which is I am so happy that I watched those Twitch streams and got the information before dropping $70 on a game that I would probably spend about an hour playing and be like, and move back on over to like Elder Scrolls Online or Dragon Age or one of the other plethora of games I'm playing right now. It's crazy that these are mostly negative. This guy says, Fishy McBite says, personally, I don't agree with the review bombing Starfield has been getting. It's no Skyrim or even Fallout 4, but it does feel like a Bethesda game, which is something, like I said earlier, it does feel like one, but that's probably not the best thing in this case. It doesn't quite deliver on Todd Howard's lofty promises, absolutely not, and probably never will. I enjoyed my time during my first playthrough, but haven't had any desire to return to the game, which I've heard a lot of people saying. There was one streamer that she said that really enjoyed the game, but there was just a few things that really frustrated her, and just she's just eh, you know, that's not good. Here's hoping the upcoming DLC can address some of the concerns shared here. Um, it's clear that Starfield hasn't lived up to the high expectations the game industry had for the game, and I think part of the problem is that there was a huge gap between what was seen as like really satisfying, like really great games for Bethesda. And what you have to, and what I mean by that is, I mean, games that Bethesda actually made in their studio, not just games that they published. That's different. Games that Bethesda Game Studios published is different than games that they have made and published, which is really only three titles now, which is Starfield, Fallout, and Elder Scrolls. They have nothing to do with Elder Scrolls Online beyond consulting with lore and making sure that they don't go anywhere that because it's still their property. So they talk with the team over at ZeniMax Online Studios, but it's two separate studios, right? Which I will get into that a little bit further because I think that something that Bethesda has been doing lately to counter these negative reviews might have bit them in the ass. But there was such a big gap between good game, the last good game that Bethesda made and put out was Fallout 4. Fallout 76 was a complete disaster. Elder Scrolls Legends was good, but went under the radar, and I don't think a lot of even people even know it exists or existed, and it was actually a pretty fun game. Elder Scrolls Blades did not live up to their expectations. They wanted Elder Scrolls Blades to be on all platforms, not just mobile and Switch. I did kind of enjoy Blades. It had its flaws, obviously, but I did really enjoy it. It was a bummer that they decided not to go through with their plans with it. That's the problem. In recent gamer minds, 76 was bad. Now Starfield's bad. Their last good game was made all the way back in 2014? Bethesda, that was 9 years ago. just about, right? Like, come on now. Like, you can't, in this industry, at least in my opinion, you can't, like, having too many bad games in a row, you know? And I think part of the problem is, do you think that they lean on the modding community a little bit? I mean, yes, but Bethesda's Skyrim was an amazing game, right? But let's not lie here. The thing that's kept Skyrim going for as long as it has is the modding community. They're the ones, the unofficial Elder Scrolls patch. That was the reason why I switched from Xbox to PC back when Skyrim was released. Because I originally was on Xbox and I got so tired of the bugs. I heard about the unofficial Skyrim patch and I was like, and I switched. And it made the game so much better. And it's like, are they really leaning on the modding community to save Starfield? I think that would be horrible. Yeah, we made 1,000 planets. Only, like, 10 of them are the ones that we actually worked on. Have fun. No, like, it's your game, not ours. We're not getting paid for this. Even though the game is mostly negative and kind of boring and not has zero replayability, you made a lot of money because you charged people 70, 80, $90 for it. And because you're Bethesda Game Studios, people expected it to be amazing. But I think maybe you leaned on the modding community a little too much in this one to fix your problems and your issues with empty planets. And another thing I've noticed too, you see what they started to do to combat some of these negative reviews is they actually started to reply to some of these
Humanity
reviews.
has always hunted for knowledge,
and there wouldn't be
in the
a huge problem with that if I didn't recognize some of these names. If you go on to and I'm like, okay, it says that they work for, and the problem with some of these too is they're telling people how to play. They're telling people that's not the way that things, basically, the replies to these negative reviews are absolutely horrible. But I think the capper on it for me is they say they work for Bethesda customer support, right? But you can go on to the official Elder Scrolls Online forums and type in Zos underscore, and this guy's gonna pop Falco, whatever, and his name's in there. And another name that popped up was Kraken, Kraken. So I'm like, okay, Bethesda customer support might handle the mon like the might handle Elder Scrolls Online forums, but there's a problem with that. Is that Elder Scrolls Online is made by ZeniMax Online Studios, not Bethesda. Bethesda just publishes it and they consult on it. So it's like, okay, I think that ZeniMax and Bethesda are using the same AIs to reply to people and claim that they're helping them. And these AIs have names: Falco, Yama, whatever, and Kraken, and I don't think there's a good chance that these actually aren't even real people. That they are literally AI programs that is shared between everybody that works under the umbrella of what at least used to be ZeniMax Media Incorporated, which is now Microsoft. I think that they use a chat, like a AI chat, customer support, to reply to all these people, which makes it so much worse. Because all these negative reviews, and you think you're talking to a person that is actually trying to reverse your negative comment, and it's just an AI program. And not only that, it's the same AI program that goes on to the Elder Scrolls Online official forums and moves posts to, moves threads to areas of the forums, and that's all it really does. And it's like, that's not good. It's not good. I don't think it's a good look for Bethesda because, again, unless it doesn't make sense to me, but unless in some circumstances ZeniMax Online Studios customer support and Bethesda's customer support tend to help each other out because they're big games, they get a lot of complaints. kind of get that at least a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, but they're different entities. Like, I don't really know. I'm pretty sure all you understand what I'm saying. So I'm trying to think of an analogy, but I can't think of one right now. But I'm pretty sure you guys aren't as dumb as me. And I think that that's the overall problem. Not only was Starfield, I think Starfield might be, as of right now, I think might be an absolute waste of a game. This could have been Elder Scrolls 6. This could have been Fallout 5. Although I think 3 Fallouts in a row was pushing it. You know, this could have been just something else. I get their desire to create a new IP. I understand that. But they swung too hard. And even Todd Howard coming out, and when the game was first released, the bad taste in my mouth came when Todd Howard came out and said to people saying that, you know, they were having issues with frame rate and, you know, crashing and it just skipping whatever, you know, whatever. And Todd's reply wasn't some sort of like heartfelt something you would hear from a CEO who cares about his customers. No, he told you to go get a new computer. It's your fault. And I'm like, really? Really? Here's the problem, Todd Howard. Look at what game is blowing Steam and blowing the internet by storm. It's a $10 game called Lethal Company, which is an absolutely amazing game. It's so fun. And you spent 7 years and tried to do the latest technologies to the point where you release Starfield and the technology used is pushing the technology we have now because that's what you want to do, and it's a crap game. It's a crap game that you're going to rely on the modding community to save. Unless your DLCs save it, which, I mean, it could. It could, very well could. It very, very well could. Bethesda's smart, and they know what they're doing. You know, despite the meme, you know, level of how many times they've released Skyrim, it was smart business-wise because they wanted to shelf Elder Scrolls, give Elder Scrolls Online that leeway to say you're going to keep our baby, our, you know, our top IP of Elder Scrolls. You're going to keep it in the gamers' minds with your game, but we're going to work on Starfield. It was smart of them to release Skyrim as many times as they did and re-release it. It was. I mean, you know, say what you want against paid mods. I think it was a stupid idea to reintroduce those, but it keeps Skyrim and keeps Elder Scrolls and keeps Bethesda in the minds of gamers. But Starfield, I think Starfield's a colossal failure, in my opinion. If you spend 7 years on a game and people play it for about an afternoon and then put it down and never play it again, I don't think that's necessarily a great game. It's an average game, but does Bethesda want an average game to last 10 years? I doubt it. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of things that Bethesda has to answer for. Like, are your replies on to people, are they legitimate replies or are they fake? Go on to the Elder Scrolls forums, the Elder Scrolls Online official forums right now, and try it. Try typing. Go, you know, go and make a message. You know, try to reply to a thread, but in that little box, type Zos ZOS underscore in this guy's name. It's gonna pop up. And we've all seen Kraken reply, and I'm pretty sure ICY has also replied, but I can't find his reply, and I'm not gonna sit here and go through and spend hours upon hours upon hours over like 87,000 reviews trying to find him. But I found Kraken a few times, and I found this Falco person or AI a few times because all these like these lines show up a couple different times in a couple different. This line shows up in a couple different replies. There's no unique replies. These are all copy and pasted. They're all copy and pasted. I made another video on it, but I didn't really like it, so I just deleted it. And it covered all this. But yeah, these replies are copy and pasted. It's crazy. They're not spending any time actually replying to you. They're typing it all in Word and then having an AI program just copy and paste it and say, "Yep, hopefully this helps," and it doesn't. And I think as of right now, it deserves a mostly negative review, if not more than that, because it's like they're trying to rely on their name. Bethesda's really leaning on their name to get them and say, we can put it on an IP and leave a lot of leeway for it because we saw what you guys did with Skyrim. And we see what Elder Scrolls Online is doing with their game, and pretty much consoles are going to be able to hold the entirety of Tamriel, if maybe not even the entirety of Nirn, on one console. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make 9,000 empty planets, and then you're going to have to mod about 899 of them, and we'll have like 3. I know that math doesn't add up, but I'm being overly dramatic. We'll have 3 that are actually loaded, and you actually have, crap to do on them. Ridiculous. And then, we're gonna have like about a trillion loading screens too. Or Bethesda, you could have made a game with 10, 15 planets that are loaded with things to do. You could have just done that. Focused on 10, 15 planets, which is a lot. Because each planet would have been had like a Skyrim level of things to do. It's all instance because, I mean, how many instances of Auradon are in the Elder Scrolls Online? You know what I mean? It's a completely gigantic game. So you can build 10 to 15 planets, make them loaded with stuff to do, where you can spend months upon months upon months on just one planet. But they didn't do that. And that's where Starfield failed. I'd rather play Mass Effect. I love Mass Effect. Well, not Andromeda. Andromeda was horrible, but they need to smarten up, and they're smart. They could rebound. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. That's going to be it for this video, everybody. I really thank you for watching. I really hope you guys stayed safe during the holiday season, and I'll see you in the next video.